Well, I thought we'd go over to scout a little bit. I don't feel that we went over it real detailed last time. We just, as usual, I ran out of time. But today's a gorgeous day. I'm off work and I got just a few minutes here to come and bask in its glory, I guess. And I thought we'd just go over to scout what it is, what it has, what it needs. And like I said, just go over it a little bit better than I did. Now, if you got a sharp eye, then you would know it's got brand new tires on it. Yep, we went and put brand new tires on it because we had a blowout the other day going up in the mountains. Interestingly enough, generally when I show tires on my rigs, I get people wanting to know exactly what size they are. So we'll come over here where the sun isn't blinding us. So that's what size they are. And that's roughly the size it had on it when I got it. And they were just more streetish tires. Interesting that the tire place, when I get new tires, and I've had them put tires on a few cars of mine, they only put 30 psi in the tires when they mount them. And I don't know what these are supposed to have. 50 psi. And I noticed this thing was wandering pretty bad on the interstate yesterday. So I'm just gonna guess it's the tires on it that are making it wander. I'm sure it's got loose steering components, but I'm not worried about that right now while we're over here. We got some nestage and some foliage. I don't know. Looks like mostly just a nest. Probably shouldn't be sticking my fingers in there. So something was living inside the fender there. I need to clean that out. The rocker is most definitely destroyed, but not as bad as the other side. Up in here, it's not too bad. A little bit of rot. Oh, that's the cab mount. That's rotten, and apparently that's pretty common on these. They do make new ones. We got some rot there. We got some rot here. And we got some rot here. And we got drill holes there. Fun. That's not too bad up in there. The door pins are bad on this side as well on the other. We got rust on the door. And we got rust in here. Like I said, they actually sell all these parts new. And they're really not that expensive. So I'm probably going to actually take the time and fix on this Scout because it's pretty fun. Probably going to keep this one for a while. It's a lot of fun. It drives the highway speeds just fine. And you know, that's pretty important out here or up here. You got to get on the interstate to go anywhere. I have not looked under that seat. I got quite a bit of storage space underneath these seats. Kind of interesting. The carpet is kind of here. Kind of and kind of not. Floor doesn't look terrible. There was a little piece of paper, and I'm sure it's somewhere. And either the previous guy or the guy previous to that went through and got some information off of this. There's some more data tag for you guys. 79. So this Scout has 307 gears in the rear and front. So that's why it's able to go down the interstate so well. So when I'm doing 70, I'm actually doing 82 miles an hour. And it does 70 just fine. So I was kind of shocked when I was passing people on the interstate yesterday going, well, I'm only doing 70. But yeah, no. Speedometer's bad, and or the tire, probably the tires are making the speedometer off, but we're going a lot faster than that. We got some drill holes there. I did go get it licensed and registered. The lid is a different color, blue. The tailgate's a little bit beat up, but not bad. Cleaned all the junk out. It does have carpeted sides there that are there. I don't know what kind of hidden rust is under there, but it feels pretty solid. I haven't taken it out yet. What is this? I can't see, the sun's too bright. Behold St. Christopher. A little pendant of some sort. The spare tire, I aired up and it's holding air. So that's a bonus. More drill holes. More rust. This side is in a lot more worse shape, we'll call it. Just full of mud and dirt and debris. The same thing, I think I'm going to invest the money to get these fixed up and cleaned up and get her looking good again. The paint coat is mint green, apparently, or is what I can find. These hinges are really bad on this door. They look to be about the same hinge as a Jeep Cherokee, and I'll have to look at that if they are. I got quite a few Jeep Cherokee door hinges laying around. Might be able to rebuild them. Well, looks about the same. Surface rust. A cigarette lighter thingy. Somebody's welded on that gas pedal a little bit. As we've already talked, these seats are really, really comfortable. I like them. The padding on the roof is in good shape. And I mentioned my parents had a couple of these Scouts. We actually moved when I was a kid from South Carolina all the way to Montana when I was like 6 years old in a Scout just like this. Horn works. The gas gauge is the only gauge that doesn't work now. I fixed the coolant and the oil gauge started working. The speedometer works. And in fact, I don't remember what the miles were when we started, but they were 12 something. So that's how many miles we've put on it now. Oh, the radio doesn't work, which I'm going to look into that. I think it is an AM FM radio. I think you flip that maybe. I don't know. That could just be the preset reset. I don't know. But maybe I can get the radio to work. That'd be cool. The heater works really good. I'm guessing somebody had a CB in here. The hood latch. Oh yeah, the mirror fell off. Oh, here's that paper, I think. No, 307. And again, I don't know if he wrote that, the guy I got it from, or the previous guy. That kick panel's a little disintegrated over there. I think this one is still there. It's got the tilt steering, which is nice. Steering wheel's nice. I'm guessing that's the original one. I would assume. It may not be, but I'm just gonna guess it is. A little bit of play in the steering wheel, not bad. The door panels are pretty nice. They're all there. That one over there. Windshield has one little booger in it, but it's not broke. All the wing windows work. Not the factory mirrors, but they do the job. Oh yeah, I guess we'll look under the engine bay again. Holy crap. Ugh, yoink. That's a little harder than I thought. I do like the hood. You can just fling him open and he sets himself. So the old 345, I put a better battery in it. The brake booster is totally bad. The brakes are not good, and there's actually, I have never run into this ever on any vehicle. I guess I was just lucky all these years. But that brake line we're looking at right there is actively dripping, that metal one. So I'm gonna have to, guess, replace the brake line. Carburetor leaks really bad, and I'm pretty sure that thermoquad body is probably cracked, not any good, but I don't have another one, so I ordered a rebuild kit for it along with plugs, wires, and cap and rotor. Nobody had one in stock, imagine that. The transmission ended up being 3 quarts altogether low, but I got them in there and now it's working real good. The windshield washer little pump motor buzzes, but it doesn't suck fluid up. I'm gonna put some fluid in to try it. When this Jeep, or when the Scout's running, it makes a clacking noise. And it's real random, and me and the nephew finally figured it out. It's this exhaust flap here that clacks and makes that noise. But the old 345 is running real good. I don't have any real complaints with it at all. You know, it's definitely not a powerhouse by any means, but it gets the job done. And I don't know, I'll probably end up having to switch out that carburetor to something else, I guess. There just are no thermoquads to speak of. I don't know of any. I'm sure somebody's going to get excited that I don't have an air cleaner on here, but a little bit of driving I'm doing and it's going to be fine. These are really neat. The little wires here that are attached to the idle air circuit, which This carburetor's not working right, so it doesn't even matter. I really got to work on that. And then this was factory AC with all the AC crap in it, which I may or may not put back in, but I do have them. When I went to the auto parts store, only Napa could I bring this Scout up and tell them it has a 345 with a 4-barrel. And every other parts store, I would tell them it has a 345 with a 4-barrel, and they say they do not show a 4-barrel option. Therefore, they couldn't look up and find me a carburetor kit. Napa found me a carburetor kit number, and then I took that to a different place, and they were able to cross-reference it and actually get me one coming, so that's good. And I'm going to guess the thermoquad is the factory carburetor on this. Because, I mean, Napa showed a couple carburetors, and they brought up a number, and they told me that number is for a thermoquad, so that's what we ordered. But we'll see. If I can keep it working, I'll leave it on there. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. Somebody blocked the EGR valve. The jack is missing. What a bummer. But yeah, so far it's been quite the vehicle. We've driven it pretty hard for the last 3 days, I would say. We drove it all the way to Butte and back. That's a 120-mile round trip. And other than the brakes are really bad and carburetor leaks, and it doesn't run real good at idle. It runs fine down the interstate, but when you're starting to idle and you're driving around these hills, it doesn't run good at all. And I'm very sure that's the carburetor, because depending if you're going uphill or downhill, it really changes on how it runs. So it probably floats and all kinds of other things are wrong with it. Well, alright guys, that's about all I got to say about it. I think that covers everything wrong with it and everything that I'm going to address on it. I will be driving this to work here as soon as I get the brakes and get it running better. So that'll be a video in the future. We'll do the 180-mile plus round trip to work and back in it. And it'll probably be snowing, so that'll add some elements to it, I'm sure. But it'll be fun, I think. Well, as usual, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us and watching. And we will see you in the next video.